Campi Flegrei unrest adjacent to the city of Naples in Italy is the famous Vesuvius volcano, which is well known for its large and deadly explosive eruptions. However, since 1944 this volcano has been quiet. In contrast, worrying signs are beginning to show at another nearby volcano which is just as dangerous. What I am referring to is the supervolcano known as Campi Flegrei, whose most prominent feature are its two large calderas. Signs of unrest since 2011, this supervolcano has been on a state of heightened volcanic alert, characterized by a yellow alert level. The main two features of this heightened state of unrest have been abundant earthquakes and dramatically increased levels of ground uplift. Of the two, ground uplift is the most significant, as it indicates the intrusion of magma underground which pushes up overlying soil. This occurs in a manner similar to a mole digging underground in a grassyard. Since 2011, a very shallow intrusion of magma at a depth of approximately 3 kilometers has pushed up the ground underlying the Pozzuoli site by 85 centimeters or 33 inches. Along with other effects, this uplift has caused several regional docks to completely dry out during low tide as they are now too far above sea level. A dangerous threshold. If this uplift were to continue at its present rate, a dangerous threshold would be reached around mid-May of 2022. This threshold might seem insignificant to the average person, but it marks the maximum directly measured uplift of the local ground in the 20th century. Previous instances of uplift. The last time the soil was uplifted this much was in 1984, which led to the evacuation of 40,000 residents in the Terra district due to the threat of houses potentially collapsing and a possible volcanic eruption. Thus, if the ground uplift continues at its present rate, which in all likelihood it will, evacuations will become increasingly likely by May or June. Of course, the overall situation is different than it was in 1984, and the decision to evacuate or remain will be left up to the good scientists at INGV. Regardless, the aforementioned threshold happens to mark what the minimum level of uplift is required to produce a volcanic eruption. For example, the last time before the 20th century that the Campi Flegrei volcano was uplifted beyond this threshold was in 1538, which led to the formation of the Monte Nuevo cinder cone. Of course, some context is needed. While the uplift beyond typical caldera levels is about 3.5 meters right now, in 1538 it was 17 meters above normal. Thus, this uplift could theoretically continue for several hundred more years at its present rate before an eruption becomes a near certainty. Although an eruption is not imminent and in all likelihood won't occur anytime soon, the possibility of a surprise volcanic eruption occurring is becoming increasingly likely as the uplift continues.